Alrighty, so we have the ultrasonic cleaner with the injectors. We have it's 100 to 1 of this cleaner. So this ultrasonic car part cleaner with the rest of it being water. So we have them submerged, but not fully to where the electrical part is submerged in it. So we're going to turn this on and let it sit. And this is also a before. After 15 minutes, you want to keep them not from being submerged. You want to take them out and put them out like this, so where only the tip is in there. And yeah. Alrighty, so after that, go ahead and submerge them in isopropyl alcohol. You can use 91 or 99%. Submerge them for about 2 minutes. Alrighty, so after you blow it out with compressed air, go ahead and just shoot WD-40 on the bottom here to lubricate it, and then inside here as well. So here's the end results. All the tips are really clean. The whole injector themselves look really good. We're going to be replacing all the seals as well. But for the most part, this came out really nice. And all these, they were all rusted before and they look all shiny and new. Looks really nice. This part right here, this little bottom clamp. So there's a little thing right here. It's pretty much like a lock. And you're just gonna use tweezers, pull one side up, pull the other side up. And as you can see, it comes right up. After you do that, you can easily take this down and it comes right out. So that's how you guys replace that. So right now we're gonna be doing the Teflon seal right here. So that's how the part number looks like. It's just this little thing right here. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this and this and this. So these three tools are what you need. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go get some assembly lube. And we're gonna put it on the inside of here. And also on there itself. Cool. Alrighty, so what needs to happen now is we're going to move this seal down to here. So we're just gonna wiggle it a little bit, and that's good right there. So then, what we'll do is we need to stretch this Teflon seal. So that's what this cone is for. So now, I got sticky hands. So now we're gonna put it on the edge right here, just like so. And we're gonna grab this tool. So let me try to get this in the camera. So what this tool does is we compress it right on here and we'll wiggle it down further and further. And with the assembly lube, it'll just start moving on its own down. So as you guys can see, it's moving closer and closer and closer. It's almost there. We went too far, which is okay. We can just wiggle it back, just like so. So now the Teflon seal is a little bit too stretched because it went on the cone, which is normal, which is fine. So we're gonna go ahead and set it down. And we're gonna get just a little bit more of the assembly lube. I'm gonna put it on my finger. And we're gonna put it around right here as well. just like so. And so now we're gonna take the end of this little thing. This is where this big thing comes in, and we're gonna put it right here, just like so. And I'm gonna put it down, and I'm gonna show you guys what I do. So we want this Teflon seal to seat inside this big black thing right here. So we're gonna go ahead and use this flathead, but we're not gonna pinch it in there because we don't want to rip the Teflon seal or crease it. We're just gonna lightly guide it in to this area. So we're gonna go ahead, keep it as straight as possible, and we're just gonna rotate all the sides, just push it all in so it can compress nice and easily in there. Oops. There's a magnet on the end of that. There we go. So we compressed it. So now all sides are pretty much in there. And what this does is this restores the Teflon seal to its original size. So what we did with the cone, we stretched this Teflon seal to be able to fit onto the direct injector, which is the process you're supposed to do. And then after, you're supposed to recompress it. So as you guys can see now, I've compressed all sides pretty much into here. And we're gonna give it just a little bit of a push and a tug and a push and a tug to really seat it on there. It's looking good. So as you guys can see, let me hold it up to the camera. The Teflon seal is basically engulfed in there, and we'll leave it right here for about 1 to 2 minutes so it can compress nicely. So you guys can see right here, I did all the other seals. So here's another direct injector. Here's the other port for it. So what we'll do is we'll install it the same way as this, and we'll just go put it in here, try to put it in by hand first, and then we'll get it seated, and then we'll get a hammer and lightly tap the top of it to really seat it in. And it seals really, really well. So using a hammer, and these Teflon seals are really strong, using a hammer is needed, as long as you don't like completely force it in there, you know. So yeah, so I got the passenger side to do and the driver's side's all done, so they're pretty much right there. So we're about to do this last seal, and then we're going to be putting the gas line on. Alrighty guys, we're going to be taking this off now. Just like so. So it's compressed pretty well. Let me get a towel. So that's how you do the Teflon seals. So, and what's correct is you want to see it just move up and down a little bit, but it's not like overly seated going too far this way or coming off. So this is properly seated on there. This is how it's supposed to look. So we're going to be doing the upper seals now. And here's the part numbers for that. So let me see if my camera can see it. There we go. These are the upper seals. This one, let me double check. It should be like this. It should go in this way with the smaller end facing the bottom. But I'm going to double check it. And it just sits in there like that. This ring right here, below it like that, just like such. And then just like that, and we just clamp it down. And now as you guys can see, this does not come off. So that's how you do the upper and lower seals. And that's how we do the top lock as well. Alrighty guys, let me get my hammer, and so what we did is we oiled up the injector, and we're gonna be installing this right now. Oh, there we go. So now we'll be covering the top, and we'll just lightly give it some little love taps. And there we go. So that's pretty much situated in there correctly now. And so it's not fully though, but that's okay because we'll get the fuel rail itself, and when we bolt down the fuel rail, it'll naturally just compress it down. And this is basically the housing for it. So we need to put the housing in there first, and then we will put the rest of the fuel rail in. Let me make sure which way it is. Okay, the farthest most one is right there. Okay, so it's like this. Just like so. There's my hammer. Surprisingly, it needs to rotate. Yeah, it might be a little too much, but it should be okay. Yeah, almost make it too. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Right here, I'm not too worried about it. In the front handle, though, yeah, it's a really big problem there. It's not. There we go. Right. Let me double check. We can start putting the fuel rail on. So I'm gonna go get the rest of the bolts. I'll tell you exactly where they go. So these 4 go on the fuel rail itself, right here, and on the other side, the same thing. Those are the long ones, and these ones in the middle are for right here. There's these 3 collar ones right here, and then these 2 ones are security ones. They're like this, and they go right on the fuel pump. So they go right there. So it's pretty easy to distinguish them. I'm glad Toyota made them like this. So we'll get to installing this right about now. I'm going to seat the injectors a little bit more. I'm going to hammer them just slightly. So I'll show you guys how that... Alrighty. You see how this is grooved inward? And then this side is flat. The flat side needs to be up. So you have the flat side, the grooved indent needs to be facing down. That's the correct way to install it. It's an FA20 out of an FRS. One right there. Boom. Cool. Those are on good. Guys, this side is up. This side is up. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. Awesome, guys. We got all seals on there, brand new and documented. So I think I just made my life and everybody else's life wondering about this easier.